You're so intelligent. Why can't you play chess? Yeah, that's basically the summary of this entire video. But here's the backstory you need to hear. Listener's discretion. Some PG go did this video. Well, I went to a pretty decent primary school and I left as the best ever age, really. They gave me an award for this, no joke, guys. I still haven't fully unboxed that award till today. It's still somewhere shoved down in one of the shelves in my house. We're talking over 12 years since I got that award. All of that didn't happen by accident either. You know, I taught my class from nursery till the end of primary school. I was the class captain from primary 1 to 5. And I became the head boy. I also represented my school in competitions, like spelling bees, general, I don't even call that thing. General knowledge quizzes, maths competitions, you name it. It was honestly amazing, and while I didn't plan for all of the success, I definitely enjoyed every moment of it. Then came secondary school, or high school as you'd call it. I walked into this massive class of over 100 students, and they split us into 3 arms. I was gold, diamond, and silver. It was wild and overwhelming, but as a guy now, I kept my composure intact. At Hero, I was done, I go to class, complete notes, complete assignments, wrote the tests, even, took exams, like I had a choice. Then, my first result came out, secondary school, and I came second. 2 out of 108, I can really remember. My ego was completely shattered, guys. My pride sank to the floor, my eyes bulged out, and my tear ducts. What a bold ways, guy. I gradually collected my results and I hid it. You know how your friends will ask, how far now? You don't collect your results. I just say no, I could just start another gist, that kind of thing. I quickly vanished from school that day. I got home. I stuffed the result behind the TV. I had that for back of TV, sharp. I collapsed on our couch. I cried like I came last. Cause the pain, the torment, and the torture was gonna be crazy, I was in serious pain thinking, what happened to best ever? As how now? It's never been up to a year. When my mom got back, she said, maybe you played too much. I was like, played too much? I played too much, I felt even happy. And so I just bust another cry. Oh my God, me play too much. Well, that episode eventually passed. And I got back to my winning ways and life continued. So here's the thing. I wrote my first line of code in 2014. Yeah, that's over 11 years now. I was barely a teenager, but I felt like I was on top of the world, I genuinely thought I could hack Facebook with normal HTML and CSS. I practiced throughout the holiday on this Pentium 2 CPU then. I had this CRT monitor, that monitor we get hunchback. And the PC was just 40 gig. This hard drive space was just 40 gig. Well, it was pure class, you had the Pentium 2 then. You're an OG. But here's another gist that I will give some other day. I eventually burned the CPU, I fried the power pack when I was playing GTA Vice City. Yeah, inside that 40 gig, I still had games. So yeah, back to my story. Now, when school resumed, we had our first computer practicals. I quickly show up for computer lab now. I wanted to display my new skills. I wrote this code on Notepad. This HTML code, saved it and opened it. All my classmates were blown away. They are like, hey. I can remember there was a time I opened this HTML file I saw on the computer, copied the source code, pasted it in a new notepad page, changed a few lines and saved it. My guys are like, you're about to, you be a hacker, blah, blah, blah. Me too, I was just feeling big. It's like, hacker one. But then, And that was it. The news just spread so fast that, oh, this boy can't do this, can't do that. And then from then, I was just given massive tasks to just handle in the computer lab. Yeah, and on the side, I wasn't slacking in class either. I eventually represented my school in one hackathon like that, 2018, where I learned to use Scratch, MIT App Inventor, and Turntable. Yeah, Scratch is the language, MIT App Inventor was the platform then. That was my first hackathon, and it was absolutely incredible. I met students from other schools, older guys from university, and even some recent graduates. I felt like I'd hit the jackpot then. I left the merch, like t-shirt, face cap, and a lot of materials that eventually helped me in my web development career. Fun fact is, one of the people I met there eventually became my boss. Like 7 years later, I still working for him. And you can see the importance of networking. Then it didn't make any sense, but now. Yep, so went back to school, wrote my final exams like an absolute boss. During my math exams, I don't even stress. I know it's calculator or aspart. I bad now. This math is subject to me. But to answer 9 out of 12 questions, yeah, the OGs in Nigeria will know what exams I'm talking about. I answered 8, and I was like, since I don't answer all these 8, why answer 9? It's gonna be too much. So I skipped the 9th question, and guess what? I still got it. Despite, I just skip them. I just felt like skipping it. Despite all of this geniusness, my written English was lacking crazy. Well, I was blazing through everything else, like, technical drawing, sciences, and all of that. And I forgot to mention, I was the senior prefect in my school then. So life seemed pretty decent, right? Yeah, from this story, you just assume that, you had a really good life. But don't worry, I only shared the highlight reel. I shared the really good parts in this. So yes, back to where we started. Chess, right? So after high school, I started connecting with like different guys, and some of them would treat me like I was special because they've heard about me and the kind of life I was living, all this nerdy and geeky kind of thing. And based on all of the stories, they automatically assume that I'll be a chess master, a chess prodigy. But to their complete shock, they had the wrong guy. They hit me with the question, I can see you're so intelligent, why can't you play chess? And so, the answer was pretty simple. Nobody taught me how to. After dealing with all of this stereotype, I finally summoned the courage to learn. I downloaded some apps, watched a few YouTube videos. I learned very generic openings, basic checkmate patterns, But my learning hit like a standstill pretty quickly. I realized I could only play with hints turned on. Yeah, shame on me, right? And I cannot even play like on the real chessboard because I can't remember the move of every piece. Oh my god. I went on to follow like all these chess influencers, Gotham Chess and all of that stuff. I tried everything, but to no avail. Eventually I gave up and I stopped chasing it. Here I am today, doing absolutely fine without chess. Yeah. That's the crux of this video, like that's the whole story I wanted to tell you. Like that's the crux of it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe because I'll be dropping more amazing content like this. Bye.
Well, this is just a reminder. If I can live without chess, you can too. May nobody pressure you, my friends.